we would like to share some findings and results, maybe midterm results from our mentorship program. But before this, I would like to share our presentation. So, mentorship as a tool to increase women representation in STEM. We strongly believe into this concept, and we actually managed to test it in different modalities, let's say, starting last year. But before I move just to mentorship part, I would like to elaborate a little bit on the situation in the country and on the whole project. So basically, that was the mentorship platform is a part of Women in STEM project, which is basically public awareness and advocacy program that UNDP implements together with USAID in Azerbaijan. Problem statement is quite similar to what we heard today and to what you all know. We have only 30% of women in STEM fields, and this figure is kind of stable currently. It was higher in Soviet period, and then it went. It started to decrease, and now with all this efforts, sometimes it goes up and then down, and it very much depends on the level of we are talking about usually. So at the level of our research and analysis of the data available demonstrates that girls are demonstrating even better results than boys at the entry level. And they get higher points during the entry exams to the universities, but then the number of girls represented starts to decline. This could be explained by general conditions which we have all over the world, and also some cultural factor in Azerbaijan as well. Usually when women create families, they prefer to change their priorities, let's say. And and also there is another thing. For instance, it's also actual both for private sector and public sector. Women are represented on the entry-level positions, but the higher we move, of course, the less women we see. When we were thinking about this problem and on the possible solutions for this issue, we decided that mentorship could be a very good solution for us, specifically in Azerbaijan, because there are some cultural specifics, like here people prefer to develop interpersonal connections rather than like, for example, approach someone they don't know proactively. So there is a need for some push, and also following this, we decided to focus on two factors, in two directions. First is to raise public awareness in general about the challenges of women in STEM, because there are lots of stereotypes and prejudices, and parents are basically decision makers, and that's why it's important to approach to inform, to help parents make informed decisions on the future of their kids. So with raising awareness, we decided to cover parents as an audience. We plan to create a platform to start a dialogue with key players, and that's how we created the series of regular webinars, inviting public sector, private sector, academia, almost everyone. and to inspire and support women in STEM in general, and to develop a portfolio of experiments and find out best working modalities. And this is where we started our experiments with mentorship, and we still continue them. So we in raising awareness, we had we used different approaches. We produced some videos. You can see some screenshots from here. We produced animations of this kind. Some infographics with key numbers saying that, for example, this one, that girls applying to universities have even better results than boys. Also, we were quite successful in promoting our program actually at all levels, so that it became very visible to top high-rank officials, and our program was the one covered during the speech of the First Lady at the ISESCA conference on girls in STEM in February. So we really made this, what our main finding is to, in this part of this program, is a very simplified and easy to comprehend communication. So with all hashtags and all communication, all friendly, user-friendly videos, we managed to reach many people at different levels and to make the problem very clear and understandable. Sorry. As for starting the dialogue, yes, we started it in the period of pandemic. That was a little bit tough, but we managed to have 6 webinars so far, covering different topics like ecosystem, mentors and mentorship, education, jobs, STEM jobs for women, legislation behind, and etc. So basically, our webinars were designed in the way where we were exploring the topic, basically, not just trying to find actual solutions, but more trying to match the problems, match and map the problems and agencies responsible for solving this potential problems and closing these gaps. Why? Because we are just in the beginning of this road, and we need to understand better the surface and the situation, and to make this horizon scanning, let's say. For mentorship platform, again, we followed our principle like with the simplification, and we just used ready platform for mentorship. This is one of the startups made this platform available. It's specifically designed for mentorship program. It can be used by anyone. This is a Mentornice platform, and we created a platform where we matched mentors and mentees in a very simple way, connecting them through the platform. We matched them manually, made our decision based on the background of mentors and mentees. And so far, we have around 25 peers, and sometimes this number decreases or increases, but overall, this is like what we have now. So the whole idea of our mentorship program is to have individually connected mentor and mentee. These people set their own KPIs. Also, we have some kind of structure, but we gave some freedom to both mentees and mentees, because we wanted to test different modalities. So far, the most successful modality is when mentor and mentee define KPIs specific to them, and then specific to the needs of mentee, and then we just follow through the process. Our team monitors the number of meetings during the week, and basically that's it. And of course, there is some, and the results. So when we announced this project, we had some successes and issues and challenges. Let's say the first challenge is getting in mentors, and we still experience this challenge. We have mentors even beyond Azerbaijan. We had to invite mentors from other countries because it was not enough. We don't have people available on the high level positions, females, ready to spend enough time. Plus, this culture is quite new. So we have to promote the mentorship culture before recruiting mentors, not mentioning that we had to train them, but this is also a challenge. And we received more than 150 applications just with couple posts on Facebook, which on our page, which clearly demonstrates the need of the mentorship. So far, we observed. We let the peers work together for 6 months. We switched mentors once after the first 3 months. And so far, we see the big progress in many different areas. Those mentees who needed soft skills development, they worked on this. Some people progressed in career, getting new positions. Some others managed to get new internship. Some of them started new projects, and etc. and so on. And basically, this is incredible results. Almost all peers have these results, which clearly demonstrates the success of the project. And we plan to continue. First, we plan to continue with webinars. We plan keep promoting the mentorship platform because we believe that this individual approach is important, considering the culture in Azerbaijan.
Leila, excuse me, please, but we are running out of time, and if you can wrap it up, it will be
yes. Okay, we started actually. Yes, we started just like I'm 2 minutes beyond, but I will finalize now. So we plan to engage with new partners, and we plan to upgrade our mentorship platform, introducing new modules, because we found out that some modules could be all the same as soft skills and some general topics. And of course, we plan to grow new mentors. So that's it. And we are looking forward. In case of any questions, please don't hesitate to write it now or approach me separately. Thank you.